Hi everyone, welcome back to Online Biz TV. I am Ruth, and in this video I'm gonna take you through creating your first business email. It's gonna be even easier than you might think it is. A business email is basically an email with your own domain. So it's not going to be businessname@gmail.com, it's going to be customer care at your domain or your name at your domain. Basically, this is an email that allows you to seem more professional and more put together and more like a business rather than, someone's side hustle, which is what a Gmail email makes you look like. You want to create your own business email not only because it is going to encourage more trust from people who are talking to you and make you seem more professional, but it is also going to give you a better segmentation of your own personal stuff and your business stuff. It's going to create a focal point where everything goes to that is regarding your business. We are going to use Gsuite to do this. Honestly, there are a ton of services out there that provide business emails, but Gsuite are absolutely the best. They are from Google, which, Gmail, Google, this is already a good sign. They also provide you a flexible plan where you only pay per user. You're going to pay $6 a month per user. This is not a lot of money and most of us can afford it. Another thing with Gsuite is that you get the entire Google suite. So you also get your Google Drive, your Google Docs, Google Sheets, everything under this account. Email. It's basically going to allow you to collaborate just like you're used to with your Gmail account, but with an account that is your own business account that looks more professional. But you don't need to learn any new platform because this is Gmail, and hopefully you already know what Gmail is. If you're still using Yahoo, please stop. Please transfer to Gmail. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the computer right now and get started. So before we jump in to buying your own Gsuite account, we are going to assume that you already have a domain name. If you don't worry, we have a video coming up on how to buy your own domain name pretty soon, and once it's up, we're gonna link it somewhere up here in a card. I already have a few domain names and some of them are already connected to Gsuite, some are not. We're going to choose one that needs an email. This is a new domain that we recently bought for this channel actually, and we're gonna create the business email accounts for it together. I am using GoDaddy. It is an awesome website to manage your domains. I know it has a bit of a weird name, but it works. We are going to use the Online Biz TV domain. I'm going to copy the name of this domain, the full name of the domain, and then I'm going to hop into Gsuite. Now to get here, all you have to do is write Gsuite on Google, and this is going to be the first result. What I'm gonna click here is Get Started. And now they need some information about my business. So first of all, my business name is going to be online. Actually, it's going to be the same as the domain name in this case. Maybe I'm gonna capitalize some letters. It's up to you. It can be whatever you want it to be. And when it comes to the number of employees, in my case, it's gonna be somewhere between 2 to 9. And I'm gonna click next. For my contact info, I actually am going to use my own personal details, and I'm gonna click next. The current email address is your existing email address that Gsuite can use to communicate with you. So it can be a personal one or a business one. In this case, I actually entered a personal one. Up to you, choose whatever works for you and whatever email you still have access to and you can use, and then click next. Now they ask you if you already have a domain or not. You can click no and buy one through Gmail, but we actually already have a domain name and we're going to use it. So I'm gonna click yes. I have one that I can use. And before we go on, I do recommend that you buy your domain name ahead and not during this registration. So I don't recommend choosing one now. Select your domain beforehand and, use that. So now I'm gonna enter the domain name that I copied before and click next. Now Google is gonna just confirm that this is the domain name you want to sign up with, and I'm gonna click next. Here you can select if you want to get some emails and recommendations from Google regarding the service. I'm gonna skip that, honestly, but it's up to you. And now we are going to sign in. Now this is what you're going to do right now is create the admin for this Gsuite account. It is very important that you remember the password and the username here. What I like to do is actually just call this user admin. So I like to use admin, and for the password, you want this password to be obviously as strong as possible because this account controls everything in your Gsuite. So with LastPass, they generate a password that is pretty difficult, and I like to first copy the password just in case, so I don't create an account where I don't have the password available for, and then click fill password, and it's gonna enter it automatically. As you can see, LastPass also jumped up an option for me to create an account for this. If you're not using LastPass, this entire step is irrelevant to you, but I'm gonna just quickly make sure to save this account so I have it later on. And lastly, obviously, we want to make sure we're not a robot. Et voila, agree and continue. As you can see here, Google automatically selects a plan for you. This is a flexible plan of $12 a month per user. Do not worry, you can actually downgrade to the Gsuite Basic, where you pay $6 per user. They don't allow it when you first sign up because obviously they want you to take the more expensive plan, but we're gonna make sure to do that once we finish. You will not pay yet. As you can see here, you have a 14 days free trial and you can cancel at any time without actually paying. If you have a promotional code, feel free to enter that. Now let's review and check out so Google can actually go ahead and create our account. So the business type right now is business. We're going to downgrade it to basic after it is created, do not worry. And we have the name and address, the name of the person managing it, and I can enter my address. So I've entered my address. I have my primary contact details, including my name and the first email that I'm creating. Now you will notice that the admin account that we have created and set up a password for before is the same account that is going to be created. This is the first email to be created to this Gsuite account. Of course, it doesn't have to be admin, you can do anything else that you like. Lastly is the payment method, and you can enter here a credit card. You don't actually have to do that. You can wait and only enter your credit card when 14 days have passed and you need to start paying. But take into account that if you don't do that after 14 days, everything will be frozen. You will not have access to your email or anything else until you actually enter a payment method. And this can cause some issues. So if you choose to not enter your credit card right now, that's okay. Just set up a reminder to do that in 13 days. So I'm gonna enter my credit card now because I know that I need it. And let's do this really quickly. And I'm gonna click next. Gsuite has been created. Now let's continue to set up and check out our dashboard. You have some tool that you can take if you want to, if you're unfamiliar with the environment. This is really nice. The next steps we need to do is to make sure that this Gsuite account is actually connected to our domain. So it's not good enough that we just let Gmail know what our domain address is. We need our domain provider, in this case GoDaddy, to actually know how to route emails to Gsuite. Otherwise, it's not going to be accessible and we will not be able to receive emails to this email address. It's really easy. They take you through the process. Let's do this together. I'm going to click activate. Now, as you can see, Gsuite already recognizes that GoDaddy is my domain name provider. I'm going to click sign in to activate and click connect. So Gsuite is going to do all the work for me right now, but different name server providers might act differently and might not have this option. If you want, we can create a video showing you exactly how to create specific records in your DNS to verify with Google with Gsuite. We can do that. It's also very simple. It's a little more technical, but if you need it, let us know in the comments and I'll make sure to create a video about that as well. Now is a good time to take a sip of coffee, a good time to hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications so you don't miss our next video. Okay, so Google finished the verification. I hope you guys finished with the subscribe button, and now we are going to move on to the last step of creating new users. So we're gonna click create. If I click continue, I am going to see the users that I have right now, which is just myself under the email admin@onlinebiztv, and I can create a new user. I'm gonna need to fill in their name, their email address, and basically this could be like, if this is an email, a personal email for me, it's going to be ruth@onlinebiz onlinebiztv, or I could do customer care, which would be care@onlinebiztv. It's really up to you. And if I want to create an email alias for this user, I can also do that. We are not going to do that right now because we don't need another email, but I'm actually just going to take you through the process. You don't have to do that, you can definitely skip. Okay, so as you can see, there are other things you can do right now. You can try out some other apps, set up mobile devices, all sorts of things that you could do if you want to. But I'm actually just wanting to go to the dashboard, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have clicked home and now I am in my management panel. So as you can see, there are different things we can manage here. I'm not gonna take you through everything, but just really quickly, if I want to create a new user, I'm gonna go to users. And if I add a new user here by clicking this button, it's actually going to give me more options than the creating user options that I saw in the beginning, which is why if you want to create new users, I would recommend using this screen rather than the tool that Google gives you in the beginning. So you can enter the details like name, first name, last name, their email address. Organizational unit is not really relevant unless you have a few different departments in your organization. And you can enter a secondary email, which could be their personal email. Let's say you're inviting a new employee to create a business account for this employee and you want to send the business details to their secondary email, to their private Gmail. You can do that here. You can enter a phone number if you want, and then you have a few options to automatically generate a password. And if you automatically generate, it means that the user would have to reset the password when he logs in first. And you can of course also sign in with a specific password. In the next stage, after you created the user, it will also let you send a notification to this new employee, to this new person, member of your organization, with their new email and password. But like I said, I don't need any new emails right now, so I'm gonna cancel and go back home. And before we finish, the most important thing we need to do to make sure we are not overcharged, we talked about it, is to downgrade to basic. Now, if you need the more advanced features of the business plan, you can use them, but in my case, I don't really need them. So I'm gonna go to billing. I am in the business plan. We also have the enterprise and some other plans. You can review them if you think you might need them. But I'm just gonna click actions and downgrade to Gsuite basic. It's gonna show me exactly what I'm losing, but again, I don't mind you losing these things. These are not things I plan on using. You can always upgrade later. If you want to start with basic and just upgrade it to business or enterprise, you totally can. And I am actually going to pay, let's turn it into United States dollars. I'm going to pay $6 per user. Now, I can create more users. If I invite more users, I'm gonna pay $12 for 2 users, and so on. Any user is going to cost me another $6 a month. I'm gonna continue, and continue, and continue. And as you can see, we are on the basic plan now, only paying $6 per user, which, because we only have 1 user right now, we're gonna pay $6 a month. So this is basically it. We've gone through everything that you need to know when creating your own business email through Gsuite. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. This is a very simple process, but as you can see, there's some small tricks that Google want you to pay more, so they force you to take the business plan, and just these little things that can help you either save some money or make the process smoother. So this is basically it. We have created a new Gsuite account and we have our emails. From here we can manage all of the users in our domain, in our account. We can give them different permissions, take away permissions, allow them to use things like Google Docs and Google Drive, or disallow it from them. You can really manage it in a drill down. If you want us to make a video about managing users here and some more options in Gsuite, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be reading them all and answering any questions that you might have. This is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helped you learn a little bit about Google, Gsuite, and creating your own business email and how easy it can actually be. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, have a great day. Bye.